Coach, the baseball regular season is wrapping up across the parking lot, but football season in full swing now at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The scene just a few moments ago, predictably loud and raucous here at Arrowhead as their beloved Chiefs took field, and they are set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Come on, set.
3.
10, Tuscan.
Mike.
No, check.
Please. Shift. Watch the shift.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
Hey, 50. 50 to Mike. 50. Hey, I'm coming after you. Check.
Jackson from the shotgun. That's out to Hill, right side complete.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, down in distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
At their own 21-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. His throw incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Key the tight end.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Kenny Young able to get him for a loss of about 3.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Hey, check 24. Check 24.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And he's going to go down again. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS, SOS, SOS.
Check, 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 check. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Check, check, 59. I got one. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike the 59.
Rip left.
2nd and 5 now. Jackson. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7.
Crunch.
They'll run here with Ingram. Ingram churning. He lost the football. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way, just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 19-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Watch the flag. 57. Watch the flag. Motion.
Williams. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Strong right. 3 down.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Okay, ready? 53. Check 53. It's just me and you. Topper. Let's go. Hey, we got.
After the interception, here's Jackson.
Watch the run.
Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's on the Pro Bowl guard, Marshall Yanda.
Go, baby. Let's go.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Switch it.
After the penalty, it's Ingram. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
That's it.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Set, hut, Mike. Echo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
Now on 2nd and 16, Jackson. And he's got the rookie from Oklahoma, Marquise Brown. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Ravens 7, Chiefs nothing. Justin Tucker to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Get that quarterback. Yellow. D-line, get that quarterback.
Switch.
Now here's Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins, for the Kansas City first. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale all the way up here? Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going in a nice groove where he becomes a little more consistent throwing the football?
Because you miss those first 2, but you get up the 0 for 4 range. That can be a little tricky, but able to settle in, hopefully.
Yeah, now you won't have any confidence issues. Now you can kind of get it back even with just 1 throw.
Easy. Yellow.
Buzz.
Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. Kelsey, such a valuable part of this offense. Made the Pro Bowl the last 4 seasons. 2018 being the most productive when he went over 1,300 yards. 10 touchdowns, and a great relationship between he and Pat Mahomes off the field. Very good friends, attended a bunch of high-profile sporting events together in the offseason, and that chemistry, it certainly shows on the field.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Ravens' 39-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Tight on Sunday.
Here's Mahomes to throw. He's got Watkins on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Yellow. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the toss, here's Williams. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hero 15.
40's Mike right there.
From the 31, Mahomes. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. DeMarcus Robinson, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Great quarter out there, not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field, and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. After one, a one-point game, 7-6. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
The 45-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike the 59. I want that.
Go.
Come on, defense. Give me that ball.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. And he'll get this all the way down to the Chiefs' 21-yard line.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Delta. Here we go. 50. Mike 50.
Here's Jackson to throw. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked.
Hey, turn it up.
80 weapons. 50, Mike. 6 it.
Right here.
To try again after the sack. Jackson, he almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
3rd down and 11.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Let's get off the field, D.
Check 13.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard
The
line.
Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Check 26, check 26. Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. It's caught on the right side. Williams. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Williams. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Yellow.
Watch the out. Bravo. 48. 48's Mike. 48's Mike. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Hey, alert 48.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. And it's complete to Kelsey. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelsey, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
53, Mike.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Bang, 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 bang.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He's going to let this one go deep. It got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Here we go. Mike, 15 Lonnie. Know your job. Get a roll. West. 10. Haywood.
From the gun, Jackson. Buying time to his left. 20. Powering. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Coming to you.
Shit.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, You'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Hey.
Same on. Go.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Throwing again. Jackson. And that going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Don't get nervous.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
Drop deep.
From the gun, Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Cameron Meredith, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Yellow. Check 41. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Mahomes. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 42.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
Check.
Hey, switch gears.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chiefs are once again going to retake the lead. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 36 yards on the play.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike. Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Ball trot.
53's the Mike. 53.
Jackson operating from the gun. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Ingram. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Leo. Yes.
Check hot route. Hot.
Here's Jackson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Hatchet.
Hey. 6-6.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long.
You better bring it.
Gonna throw deep for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Andrews, as the first half is winding down, as his guys are able to regain the lead. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
You don't want none.
Mahomes now on first down. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, it's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, let's go.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10.
3 down, 3 down. 40's Mike. 40's Mike. Danny.
Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Williams. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. Well, with Damian Williams, it's notable that the Chiefs didn't make a play to go after a big-time running back in the offseason. The coaching staff said back in May they didn't want running back by committee. They trusted Williams to be their starter. You remember last year he was forced into the starting role the final 3 games of the season due to attrition, and he really excelled. And then he was excellent in the playoffs against the Colts and Patriots. Strong indicator that he was ready to be the bell cow. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And Robinson with a big catch. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 28.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Mahomes now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Kansas City Chiefs, first down. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
Nice hit, boy.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Williams will try again. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Right there.
2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Yellow.
They'll come out in the pistol. The penalty gets them half the distance closer, but they'll still need to come up with something on 3rd and goal. Mahomes now to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Demarcus Robinson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys have now moved out in front. Point after, right down the middle, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half, they just...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Throwing is Jackson. And now he'll tuck it and run. He's got room to run past the 20. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
I got him. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Let's go. 50's the Mike. 50's
Jackson from the shotgun. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down.
It's a gain of 10.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Run.
And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
You know why this team showed up.
Joker. Check screen. 218. Top 3. Delta. Mike 53.
To throw is Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Brown. Add this game to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
1st down, Ravens.
And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Ingram again. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9.
That's it. Let's go, let's go. Hands to 6, bullet, high. 3, Mike 53. I know he ain't got it.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today.
28-yard attempt.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Here we go.
Around the NFL, 3rd quarter from Foxborough. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Sammy Watkins, he's going to go. The 20, 10, 5. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season as they have taken the lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Ravens take over 1st
Keep
and
playing
10
hard.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. Frank Clark picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
Alert 3. Check 99. Check 99.
Jackson options out left. And an alley to run. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 87 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
Brandon, you and I have called a lot of college football in our day, but on Sundays here in the NFL, doesn't it look a lot like what we used to see on Saturdays when we called those games?
Yeah, option plays just like we saw, and that was a long touchdown on the option. What you taught me, though, defensively, you get your eyes in the wrong place on a play like that, you're in trouble.
What's the term that's in vogue in the NFL? Eye violations. The offense wants you to put your eyes in the wrong spot so that they can appear in others.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. Two nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? On target over the middle to Hill. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
What's the curl? What's the curl? What's the curl?
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick. But instead it falls down incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Odd, 5 down.
Now high. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
It's easy working.
That'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Watch tight end. Hey. 4 down. Watch twist. Watch it.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. Caught out left side by Robinson. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. I'm coming after you. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50.
And the blitz does come. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Kill. Jack Rabbit.
They'll go with Hill here on 1st down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Chris Jones breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Wild Bill. Sponge. No.
Now Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. And the pressure gets to him again. Chris Jones able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you.
Williams loses the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief, because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it, and that's exactly what they did.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Jam.
Out of the gun, they give to Ingram.
Run to the ball.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Here we go. Let's go. Set. Hey, Lobo. Number 53. Mike 53.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Justice Hill with his first career NFL touchdown, as his guys have now moved out in front. Tucker now for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Ravens 41, Chiefs 37. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Looking to throw on second down. Mahomes. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I've thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out.
Hey, 15. Hey, 15.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Matt Judon picks up his second sack of the afternoon. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Mahomes throwing on fourth. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
Let's go, defense. Our time.
This is Ingram on first and 10.
Rush in.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Kendall Fuller in on the stop. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
You ain't got nothing.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On third down, Mark Ingram. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. It's a 6-yard pickup, but still a few chain links short, it appears, with fourth down coming up. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Watch the screen. Ready, go. 59. Set up. 59.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Tucker's kick is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Let's go. Let's go.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. Going to do when we have the opportunity. They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Here we go. Here we go.
Back to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
Yellow. 180.
Hey, we got tight left. We got 3.
They'll look to throw. Caught, Kelsey, left side. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's first and 10.
We got three. Three down.
He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Three.
Looking again for Watkins, and this time that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. The Chiefs on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8.
Tight end's right.
Back to throw. And it's complete to Kelsey. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Damian Williams with time running out as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Butker on for the PAT. And we may very well be headed to overtime.
That ties the game. Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40.
Go!
At their own 38-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
Fuller there on the coverage.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Throwing now is Jackson.
Strip that ball.
Over the middle here to Brown. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation.
And that score in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost, it appears. They get it done. How about that score?
The finishes like this is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football.
So glad that we got to be here to watch this one.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men.
All day, baby, all day.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that. But also, you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Baltimore, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.